Evening. Welcome to the council meeting for January 11th, 2016. I'm Mayor Ted Schaefer, and with me this evening are my council colleagues, Councillor Jack Arnold, Councillor Paul Albrecht, Councillor Rudy Storteboom, Councillor Gail Martin, and Councillor Val Vandenbroek.
Happy 2016.
And with staff, we have Darren Light, who is our Director of Corporate Services, Carolyn Machada, who is Manager of Legislative Services, Francis Chung, our Chief Administrative Officer. We have Gerald Minchuk, Director of Development Services and Economic Development, Kara Jefford, who is the Manager of Engineering, Parks and Environment, and Rory isn't here this evening, Kim Hilton, Director of Recreation, Culture and Community Services. And I need a motion that the December 14th, 2015 meeting or agenda be adopted as circulated. Councillor Albrecht, Councillor Storteboom, all those in favor? It's unanimous. Minutes of the December 7th, 2015 meeting be adopted as circulated. Again, I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Martin, Councillor Arnold, all those in favor? It's unanimous 4. This evening we have a delegation from Langley Tourism, and we have the Executive Director, Deborah Kulchilski, and you're going to give us a bit of a presentation, I understand? Perfect. Welcome to the mic. Sit down. You've got 10 minutes, and fill us all in and let us know what's happening.
Great.
And be sure to use that mic.
Thank you. Is it on? Okay, thank you so much. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say good evening, Mayor and Council, and Happy New Year. It's a pleasure to be here and to be up at the first meeting of the year. Before we begin, actually, on behalf of Tourism Langley, we did want to extend our condolences to the loss of Councillor Hall. I know that his loss is going to be greatly felt, and we certainly are going to miss having his perspective and the support that he gave us. So again, our thoughts are with all of you. I'm actually joined here this evening, as you noticed, by our whole team. I'm fortunate to have our Destination Sales and Marketing Manager, Christina Marchand, here, as well as Man Bagri, who works with Tourism Langley in Destination Development and Sport Tourism. And to my immediate left is Sarah Tuff, and Sarah is the Visitor Experiences Specialist, and I'll introduce her shortly. She's an integral part of our team. It's her responsibility to deliver visitor services on behalf of Langley, and that's the purpose, obviously, of our visit this evening. I will say that 2015 was definitely an exceptional year. In fact, my colleagues and I are already referring to it as a banner year, and even though statistics haven't been completed for year end, I know that many of my colleagues around the province are about to report anywhere from a 3% to 10-12% increase in visitation to their communities. Our preliminary statistics are even more promising. Our accommodation providers have reported approximately a 14% increase in the number of visitors in occupancy. And we actually received results from one of our major attractions, who ironically is also reporting a 14% increase, about 10,000 more visitors to Fort Langley National Historical Site last year. So 2015 already shaping up to be able to report an exceptional year. But as you know, 2015 also was the year that we made some significant adjustments to our model at Tourism Langley. And because a lot of effort was actually placed on modernizing our visitor services. And it was our goal to implement a model that would better meet the demands and the expectations of visitors, but at the same time still be relevant to both our stakeholders and our communities and the services and the programs that we were delivering. I also want to stress that the changes that were made last year were certainly not made overnight. They certainly were not taken lightly. There was a lot of thought and research put into it. There were several factors that we actually had to take a look at that moved us into the direction that we're currently in. Let's just highlight some of the issues at hand that we were faced with way back since 2011 and 2012. First of all, in 2012, our province advised communities that fee-for-service funding, the model was going to change, and they were going to be implementing a new model by 2014. We also were seeing a really concerning decline in the number of visitors who were coming into our traditional bricks and mortar type of service model. And we were actually, quite frankly, not meeting the criteria that the province was expecting. So our funding from the province was being threatened. Additionally, it was costing our organization approximately $75,000 a year out of our operating budget to keep the doors open. So that played a role as well. And some other key factors were the fact that there were about 13 other visitor centers within a 50-kilometer radius of us, as well as the lease at the Langley Event Center was up for renewal. In 2014, the province did deliver their new criteria, but it actually came with changes that we were really quite pleased to see. They were encouraging innovation. They were encouraging communities to think outside the box and develop more of a community-based model that was better suited for individual communities. So that is what transpired. And the summer of 14, we actually tested the waters on the model that we were hoping to implement. We actually went outside of our office and met with visitors. We went to key events and attractions and saw that really played a significant role in determining the move that we wanted to make. So our new model is actually threefold. It consists of listening and engaging with visitors in the digital space, so it's chatting with them before and during and after that they are here. It also includes our new mobile responsive and visitor-friendly website. If you've had a chance to work through our website, you'll see that it has a lot more information there for visitors, a lot of trip ideas, itineraries, stories and suggestions. But most importantly, it includes a channel that enables people to talk directly to our organization, or in our case, to Sarah. And as of December, our, third phase, our offline visitor servicing program, the mobile van, service van, was literally introduced, and in fact, it was showcased at one of the Christmas parades this year. And since then, we've just received nothing but positive comments about it. The offline visitor servicing model is actually in two phases. The first phase was unveiled this summer, and it entails a portable display unit that's completely branded to align with our organization and visitor services. And I'm sure many of you saw Sarah out and about this summer with our portable visitor services. But phase 2 was unveiled, as I said, just shortly before Christmas. So I'd like to now pass the presentation over to Sarah, who has a very unique position with our organization, and I'm just going to let her walk through some of the things that she does with us on a daily basis, and you'll get a better sense of what it is she's doing for us. So.
There we go. So if you guys can see it, we do have our mobile visitor, our visitor vehicle. So that is the lovely red barn you guys can see on the top. And then we have also our cabana, which is the bottom, and it pops up, and we can pop it up anywhere. And it's kind of the two ideas we have with our mobile visitor services. But I just wanted to show you some of the conversations that are going on online with a lot of our visitors. This was actually just last week, and I jumped on the conversation. She was at the Greater Vancouver Zoo, and I was just trying to see how she enjoyed it, because it was a rainy day in January, so I ended up coming back with that comment. So it is kind of a different approach to visitor services, but it isn't another way to show that just by jumping on a conversation, people are aware that we're out and we're ready to help them if they have any questions. This also one was just a generic one. Someone had used a hashtag Langley BC, and I was searching through Twitter, and she was just asking for just some transportation for a party that she was throwing, and so I just kind of tried to help her. We're actually still working on this conversation as we speak at the moment. So it's just kind of a different way to show that people are using the online services and social media a lot more to not even to trip plan, but also to reach out to other communities and see if they can help them out as well. Well, this was another example through Instagram, and I'm a visual person, so I love seeing pictures of Langley, and so I jumped onto this conversation that they were out for a road trip, and so just trying to see how they enjoyed their time here in Langley. They went to Milner Valley, and they went to a couple of our wineries as well, so it was a good little day trip for them. And then I jumped on this image because it was a school teacher he was actually from New Westminster, and I just asked him how his students enjoyed the fort as they were coming all the way from New West to enjoy Fort Langley. So it's just kind of a different avenue to show you that visitors are using our social channels to reach out. My favorite one is this. I posted the link about all the Christmas lights around Langley, and it was an old resident here of Langley. She was living in Denmark, and she couldn't see the lights for herself, but she just asked us if we could get the community of Langley on board and take pictures of the Christmas lights around. And so it ended up different people were posting different lights and different addresses, and then it ended up spiraling to other people seeing that Facebook post and asking where the houses were and where the addresses were and where they could go see these lights that people were posting pictures. So even though she was in Denmark and she didn't get to see it, it did end up helping the other locals around here to be able to see the Christmas lights around Langley. So that is all from me.
Does anyone have any questions at this point and want to have any comments? Or
Councillor Storteboom.
Hi, thanks for coming. Always nice to see you. Appreciate your report and your update, and congratulations on the success of the new business model, and I admire the way that you embrace the technology. I'm happy to know that you've had success with it, and I really appreciate the fact that excuse me, you've got the mobile services going out, and that there's that one-on-one face-to-face opportunity as well, because I think there's still a lot of seniors who might not be technology oriented. I mean, my mom's 85, and she gave me her old Fitbit, but not everybody's like that. So the opportunity to network with seniors, even if they live here, they're going to want to know about what else is available in the Langleys, and I appreciate that opportunity. And I look forward to promoting Langley City in particular in the future. Let's make that a New Year's resolution, shall we? Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Martin.
Thank you. Well, as the city rep on the Langley Tourism Board, I just finished my first year. It was most enjoyable. You get a whole different perspective when you sit at the board, and of course I came in when all these changes were happening. I guess one thing that maybe you don't want to mention is that how other tourism entities look to the Langley tourism, including the provincial government. I mean, you guys do a fantastic job with the change. I mean, they said to be innovative, and I think you are very innovative, and we're lucky to have all of you that are sitting here tonight on the Langley tourism staff. It's a big job to try and figure out what everybody wants, but you seem to do it somehow. So congratulations. I think we're very, as I say, very fortunate to have all of you on the staff, and I've enjoyed my time on the board, and I look forward to 2016. And we've got the AGM coming up. Well, we haven't got a date yet, I think in March sometime, but congratulations. It's a great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing the van. I haven't seen it yet. We got it just before Christmas, so yeah, it's going to be a great piece to your job. So thanks a lot.
I'd just like to add a comment to Councillor Martin. So thank you very much for those beautiful comments. We actually have been used as an example, quite frankly, as best practices. And when we first unveiled our model and told the province what we were thinking of unveiling, they asked if we would be a business case study. And as a result, that report has now been distributed to communities all over British Columbia. So we are an example of best practices. But not only is that been valuable to us, but it's also enabled us to now secure a 3-year funding model with the province, because we are now doing something that they've asked and we are meeting the criteria. And it's enabling us to have that sustainability. But more importantly, I'm actually really quite proud to boast the fact that Tourism Langley, in particular Sarah, to my left here, has been actually asked to sit on a provincial board. And Sarah is now working with a couple of other communities with our province in testing innovative ideas in social media and advising other communities on what works. So Langley is definitely on the map for a lot of other reasons too. So thank you for the comments. Appreciate it.
Paul?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you for your presentation. Congratulations. Thank you for what you do to further our community and for our small businesses. You know, it's really, really important to support local business, local industry, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We look forward to having the van at the Tim's grand opening. I think we've already got ourselves ready for it. So yeah,
That'd be great.
That's the beautiful purpose of it.
Yes. It's just over a month away, so.
I know.
So, you know, we look forward to working with you again. Our council colleague, Councillor Martin, does sit on the board, and she brings back the info. And it would be great to see some innovative collaboration with our downtown BIA. You know, with the summer music series or the Arts Alive, and so. You know, Christmas parade, so we can almost pencil you in on that. So,
well, that's the beauty. We can pretty much do anything now. We're free to be mobile and be out and about and be there to support you. So.
Perfect, Councillor Martin.
Yeah, just one other thing. I guess you know, you have a website, and you're more than willing to promote any kind of activity from our communities. So anybody out there that has activities planned, all they have to do is get in touch with you. It'll go on your website. So I think that's very important for people to know, because obviously the net is where people go today. So just a source of information if you have any kind of activity coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sarah does a brilliant job with, on a regular basis, just sending you know, an email blast out to remind everyone to let us know what's happening. And just a couple of weeks ago, I met with Samantha Paulson, who now has made it part of her daily job to make sure that City of Langley events are populated on our website. So I think we've got a good relationship, and we've got it kind of figured out. So it's covered.
Great. Well, thank you for coming this evening and doing this presentation.
Great, thank you very much, and Happy New Year. We're looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. Next item we have is under the Mayor's Report, regular council meeting. Next one is January 25th, again 2016. Next one after that is February 1st, 2016. And Metro Vancouver, Councillor Storteboom.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 2016 began with the renewal of committee appointments for myself to the Climate Action Committee and Councillor Martin to the Aboriginal Relations Committee. There were some communiques that came out from Metro Vancouver, although there were no meetings since Council met last, and I'll be meeting with the directors later this month. But there has been some conversation associated with the National Zero Waste Food Council initiative to reduce edible food waste and offer a tax incentive for that. And then the response from the Greater Vancouver Food Bank Society, concerned about the quality of food of those donations that might be made to take advantage of tax relief purposes. So that is an ongoing discussion. It should be noted that new tipping fees came into effect on January the 1st of 2016. And my council colleagues got the chair report with Christmas greetings for all from the chair at Metro Vancouver. Metro Vancouver also announced the acquisition of Metro Tower 3, located in Burnaby's Metro Town area, and that it will serve as the regional government's new head office for a purchase price of $205 million. Metro Vancouver's existing head office will be sold at market value. A green paper was released identifying a framework for regional prosperity initiative in Metro Vancouver. It was released for information and implementation in the region to promote prosperity, especially in our business sector. Metro Vancouver Board believes that the legislative change is essential to fully address the concerns that exist as a result of TransLink's current governance structure, and it is requesting changes to the South Coast British Columbia Transportation Authority Act to be pursued beginning in 2016. So a lot of communication out from Metro Vancouver over this holiday season, and I look forward to meeting with them later this month, and I'll be happy to offer an update at that time. Are there any questions?
Seeing none.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Martin, library happenings.
Thank you very much. Well, building on the success of Fraser Valley Regional Library's first Food for Fines campaign in 2014, which saw library customers generously donate thousands of food items to local food banks, Fraser Valley Regional Library launched the second annual system-wide campaign in December. Until January the 17th, customers and staff are invited to bring non-perishable food items to any Fraser Valley Regional Library location and have their fines reduced. One food item equals up to $2 in fines. Up to a maximum of $30 of fines owed per library account can be waived during this campaign. All food items collected at the City of Langley Library will be donated to the Langley Food Bank on 203rd Street. This initiative supports the Fraser Valley Regional Library 2016-2018 strategic direction to work collaboratively with community partners. And that's it for the libraries. If I may, just one other thing. The Gateway of Hope, the homeless shelter, is having their coldest night of the year walk on February the 20th. You can register online. You can go to the Gateway of Hope website, and you can register as a single walker or as a team. And it's just another fundraising event to support the Gateway of Hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Martin. Next items we have is an engineering update, and we have Ms. Jefford in place of Mr. Baumhoff this evening.
Hi, thanks. Metro Vancouver is planning an update to the water shortage response plan. They plan to do a minor revision in 2016 and a little bit more of an overhaul in 2017. So they're looking for feedback from all the residents and businesses, the different experiences they had this summer with the water restrictions, and following the update to the Metro Vancouver water shortage response plan, we'll be bringing forth changes to the municipal bylaws to be in line with the regional bylaw. So for more information, visit the Metro Vancouver website, and the link is also posted from our city website. New streetlights have been going up around town. The newest ones have been installed in Salt Lane, and as you can see, there's streetscape improvements going on around City Hall underway. So there are some rolling access and access issues that we're dealing with along with the construction, which will include the upgraded sidewalks, street trees, and street lights as well. And 2 upcoming open houses, which people should look for in their local paper or on the city website, is for the City Park Master Plan update and the 203rd Street project. Those will both be advertised in the paper and through the city's channels, such as the newsletter and website. Parks operations, the playground at Bryden Park is under construction. the parks crews are also working around town on Christmas lights removal. And one thing that people can look for is there's status updates for the various sports fields posted weekly on the city website. Thank you.
Questions? Seeing none? You're off the hook. Thank you, Kara. Next item we have is Kim Hilton. She's the Director of Recreation, Culture, and Community Services, and she's going to be giving us an update from that department.
Good evening, Your Worship, members of council and viewing audience. This is the update for January 2016. As always, we're starting with our special events. Fortunately for the kids, even though they've just come off a long break from Christmas, they do get Friday off. And our youth leader has programmed a special event for youth between the ages of 12 and 17. They will start at Tim's Community Center and walk down to Planet Laser. They'll have several games of laser tag, eat some pizza, and head back to Tim's Community Center. So if anyone is interested, they can certainly pick up their forms or phone Tim's Community Center at 604-514-2940, and there are forms that need to be signed by parents. This week is a lot of fun. There's a free sampler week happening within the Recreation Department, so January 11th through to the 18th. You have an opportunity to participate in a wide variety of activities to see if you like it. There's arts, music, sports, and dance. We had some little tiny tykes kids in Douglas this afternoon trying out some sports programs. We had some kids trying out some arts programs, and I think as we speak there are some adults doing art program as well. So to find out more information, you can phone 604-514-2865. We might cover this again next month, but I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that the BC Family Day is coming up, and we do have our annual Family Day Skate. It's a great opportunity to participate with your family at the Twin Rinks on the Langley Bypass. This is a free family skate, and it runs from 10:45 to 12:15 p.m. At our next televised meeting, I should know whether or not we'll have free ice skate rentals as well. We're just waiting for a grant to come out. So that is on February the 8th from 10:45 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. at Langley Twin Rinks. And it's always a sold-out event, so you want to get there early. And I know this was mentioned already, but I also had in my presentation coldest night of the year. Again, it's February the 20th from 4 to 9 p.m., starting at the Gateway of Hope. For more information, you can phone 604-514-7375. This is a fun, family-friendly walking fundraiser. Now there's a tongue twister for you. Raising money for the hungry, homeless, and hurting in the 64 communities across Canada. So that was on February the 20th. Programs, everyone should be familiar now with this particular recreation guide, the winter guide. It was out late November. It's good from January the 1st through to March the 31st. Inside the recreation guide, you will see opportunities that will be open at our new facility as well as our current Tim's facility. So there's a ton of opportunities. Open it up. If you don't have a hard copy, you can check out online as well. And our youth leader is very active. He has programmed the Girls' Night for ages 12 to 17, which is Thursdays at Tim's Community Center. They do all sorts of crazy things, including spa days and cooking and all that kind of fun. The girls love it. But he's also programmed the rec hockey at Twin Rinks, so this is ongoing. We did do it in the fall as well. And finally, Guys' Night, a little classic pool there. And that's Fridays from ages 12 to 17. So there's lots of opportunity for our youth in our community to participate and have fun. And that's my presentation for this evening.
Thank you. Questions at all? Seeing none, you're off the hook, Ms. Hilton. And that rec guide is quite a rec guide. There's quite a bit of information in there. It's quite a thick booklet.
There is, and we're working on the next one already, so lots of opportunity.
Thank you for your presentation. I know this is the first council meeting since our colleague passed away, and on behalf of the citizens of Langley, my condolences go out to Ellen, to Amanda, and her husband Darnell, and Andrew. Dave was an interesting individual. We did have a lot of fun at times and a lot of bantering. Behind the scenes, we didn't always agree, and when we didn't agree, we got him to buy the hot chocolate. He will be missed. He brought a certain perspective to this council table and to parks and recreation and the community as well. He will be sorely missed. And I won't read out the press release. I mean, it's just, if people are interested, please read the press release and check on the different sites that are out there. You can tell by the communication that's out on the different sites. He was a well-loved individual out there. And to my council colleagues, I know a few of them wanted to say something, and here's an opportunity. I'll start with Councillor Vandenbroek. Councillor Martin.
Thank you very much. Well, obviously, you did mention that Dave is going to be missed, and he is, and I do miss him. You also said that we didn't always agree, and that's also true. I think probably I disagreed with him more than anybody. However, it just seemed in the last several months that we were just starting to agree with each other on a lot of things, and it was kind of a running joke between the two of us. The other thing that I'd like to say about Dave is that although he had this awful disease, one would never know it. He never complained about it. I think the only insight that we had during all of the time was the very last council meeting that he attended, where he had to leave because he was in so much pain. But other than that, he just carried himself in the same manner, and it must have been very, very difficult for him. He is missed, and may he rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Storteboom.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the opportunity to speak. I would like to echo what I shared at our last council meeting, in that it was an honor to serve with Councillor Hall, and that I really appreciate the service that he gave to our community, and I want to thank his family for sharing Dave with us. Since Councillor Hall's passing, a lot of people stopped me on the street and talked to me about that. A lot of people asking how he was doing. I had to convey that he'd passed on. But in conversations in the community with people that I would meet, it wouldn't be long before people would start smiling as we talked about Dave and remembered him. And yeah, there were times when he would enjoy infuriating people who he didn't agree with, but it was all good-natured and well-intended, and yeah, he did bring a unique perspective to the council table and the community at large. But everybody I spoke with, they all remembered him with fondness, and they recognized him as a character. And yeah, he will be sorely missed. His unique perspective always brought us to a place of conversation about things that might not have been taken into consideration. So we'll be looking for a new firebrand soon, but in the meantime, we remember Dave with great fondness, and we offer our condolences and respect to his family. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Storteboom. Councillor Albrecht.
Well, thank you. That's difficult to find the right words at such a time. I too want to thank Dave's family for sharing him with us and the community. The community will miss him. We will miss him. He had genuine interest for our community at all times. He was dedicated to a fault, almost, trying to find every savings possible for the residents of the town, of the city. He certainly promoted open debate and dialogue, and I applaud him for that. It's something that open minds and open thought processes, and that's the way we make the best decisions, is by having a variety of views here at the table, and he certainly encouraged that. So I want to thank him for that, and being a strong mentor, for encouraging me to remain diligent and interested in becoming part of this important panel. I can't thank him enough for that. Yes, he was a colleague, but more than that, he was a friend and somebody that I will miss dearly and forever think of. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Arnold?
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess this is probably our first chance to say goodbye to him because it is our first meeting this year. And I know a couple of people have mentioned that Dave liked to rile things up when he disagreed with people. Dave liked to rile things up when he agreed with people, too. Not only at the council table, but especially when we'd go for coffee afterwards. And those, I think, were some of the best times that we had. Anyway, I just wanted to wish my best to his family and thank Dave for having been here. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. I know one of the last times I saw him, he didn't recognize me at first, and he would say, bells and whistles, bells and whistles. The mayor's come to see me, bells and whistles. So it's the little things that you remember in life. And I always brought him a hot chocolate, and this time I brought him a mini bottle of Bailey's to go along with it to enjoy New Year's. And I don't know whether he got to enjoy that little bottle or not, but as stated earlier, he was a very interesting individual, and the family did come in and see me a couple of days ago. No date has been given yet. It will probably be towards the end of February or the beginning of March for a celebration of life. The family is working on that right now. They're going through the planning process, and it's always hard when you've had somebody in hospital for 49 days and then the state that you see that individual go down. Nothing is, people have asked if there's anything happening, so it won't be for a little while yet. So again, my condolences to the family. And onward. Next item we have is fees and charges amendment. This is bylaw number 2979. The final reading of the bylaw cited as the fees and charges bylaw 2010 number 2837, amendment number 19, bylaw 2015 number 2979. Need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Martin, Councillor Albeck, all those in favor? It's unanimous for. Administrative reports. This is the 2015 annual report for city committees, and that the annual report for the following city committees be received, and that is for the Community Day Committee, Magic of Christmas Parade Committee, and the Youth Committee. I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Storyboom and Councillor Vanderbroek. Any discussion at all? Seeing none, we have new business. Any new business, old business, sometimes business? Seeing none, it's a motion to adjourn then. Councillor Vandenbroek, Councillor Arnold. Thank you, and we will see you on the next meeting. Thank you very much.